Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Rajesh Gautam from Dr. Harisingh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya, Sagar, Madhya Pradesh. Today I will tell you about a module entitled Population Subdivision from the paper entitled Human Population Genetics. So let's see what I am going to tell you under this module. I will tell you population structure and its importance. Then I will tell you how to measure population subdivision. Then we will also talk about Walland effect, calculation of migration and subpopulation, Wright's isolation and distance model of population structure, then genetic divergence among subpopulations. As we know, all humans around the world today are biologically quite similar despite our superficial differences. In fact, we are 99% genetically identical. Most of the differences between us are due to our unique individual trait and being male and female as compared to many other kind of animals. It is remarkable how little variation exists within our own species. There is 2 to 3 times more genetic variation among chimpanzees and 8 to 10 times more among orangutan and thousands of times more in many insect species. Most biological anthropologists would agree that human variation is not now sufficient to warrant defining separate biological races, varieties or subspecies. However, it very likely was in our distant prehistoric past. After being 99% genetically identical, the human population or the population of Homo sapiens is composed of many thousands of subpopulations divided by geography, language and religion. Beside culturally defined stereotypes, the human population can be better divided into number of subpopulations on the basis of objective biological criterion. In order to understand or better understand the true patterns of human variation, biological anthropologists have gathered detailed data about genetically inherited traits. Most of this work has been done with blood typing. DNA sequence comparisons are now providing even more detailed understanding of human biological diversity. Population division is made on the basis of number of external and internal physical characteristics. The external physical characteristics are phenotypic characters which are mostly adaptive in nature, but the internal physical characteristics are genotypic characters which are strictly hereditary and non-adaptive. A major division of human population is defined as a group of people with certain common inherited features that distinguish them from other group of people. All men of whether type or division are currently classified by the anthropologist or biologist as belonging to the one species, Homo sapiens sapiens. This is another way of saying that the differences between human subdivision are not great even though they may appear. All division of mankind in the world can interbreed because they have so much in common. Earlier workers were divided whole of human population in the following groups. Number 1, Caucasian. Number 2, Mongoloid. Number 3, Negroid. And fourth is Australoid. In human genetics, importance of population structure is well established. Subdivision breaks up a population into smaller units that are each genetically independent to some degree. One consequence is that each subpopulation has a smaller effective population size than the effective size of the entire population if there were random mating. The genetic variation found in a single large panmictic population and a population subdivided into many smaller dams is organized in a different manner. Measuring population subdivision. It is very important in genetics to measure the population subdivision. The genetic difference between two populations is measurable. In genetics, the term F generally stands for inbreeding, which tends to reduce genetic variation in the population. Genetic variation can be measured by heterozygosity, and so F generally expresses a reduction in the heterozygosity in the population. FST is the reduction in heterozygosity in subpopulations compared to the total population of which they are part. To estimate FST, following steps are taken. Step 1, finding the allele frequencies for each subpopulation. Step 2, finding the average allele frequencies for the total population. Step number 3, calculation of the heterozygosity, that is 2pq for each subpopulation. Step number 4, calculation of the average of these subpopulation heterozygosities. This is HS. Step number 5, calculation of the heterozygosity based on the total population allele frequencies. This is HT. Finally, the calculation of FST is equal to bracket start HT minus HS bracket close over HT. For further understanding the calculation of FST, we have an example. For the case of a total population composed of two subpopulations that each contain 10 diploid individuals. In both subpopulations, 3 of 10 individuals are heterozygotes, giving observed heterozygote frequency of H1 is equal to 3 divided by 10 and H2 is equal to 3 divided by 10. Together, these yield an average observed heterozygosity of H1 is equal to 3 divided by 10 plus 3 divided by 10 is equal to 0.30. To determine the average expected heterozygosity of the subpopulation requires observed allele frequencies for each subpopulation. In subpopulation 1, 13 of 20 alleles were white and 7 of 20 alleles are blue. If P is the frequency of white allele and Q is the frequency of blue allele, then P1 is equal to 13 divided by 20 is equal to 0.65 and Q1 is equal to 1 minus P1 is equal to 0.35. In subpopulation of 2, the situation is the exact opposite, with P square is equal to 7 divided by 20 is equal to 0.35 and Q is equal to 1 minus P square is equal to 0.65. The average expected heterozygosity in two subpopulations is then HS is equal to 1 by 2 bracket start 2 within bracket 0.65 into within bracket 0.35 plus 2 within bracket 0.65 into within bracket 0.35 bracket close is equal to 0.455. In the total population, average allele frequencies are P is equal to 1 by 2 within bracket 0.65 plus 0.35 is equal to 0.50 and Q is equal to 1 by 2 within bracket 0.65 plus 0.35 is equal to 0.50. So, my dear students, let further understand the subpopulation, and for that we have to understand a theory given by a scientist which is called Wieland effect. When an organism has two different alleles at a locus, is called heterozygosity. This heterozygosity in a population is a cause to divide a population into subpopulation. In this way, the heterozygosity in a population is caused by subpopulation structure. If two or more subpopulations have different allele frequencies, then the overall heterozygosity is reduced even if these subpopulations are in the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. The underlying causes of this population subdivision, barrier to gene flow followed by genetic drift in the subpopulations. In large population which contain subpopulations, there are fewer heterozygotes than in the average for the set of subdivided populations. This is a general and mathematically automatic result. The increased frequency of homozygotes in subdivided populations was first demonstrated in 1928 by a Swedish geneticist, Sten Wieland, and the phenomena is popularly known as Wieland effect. The Wieland effect may be generalized to different subpopulations of different sizes. The heterozygosity of the total population is then given by the mean of the heterozygosities of the subpopulations weighted by the subpopulation size. The Wieland effect has a number of important consequences. We have to know about the structure of a population when applying the Hardy-Weinberg principle to it. Otherwise, there may seem to be more heterozygotes than expected from the Hardy-Weinberg principle. We might then suspect that selection or some other factor was favoring homozygotes. In fact, both subpopulations are in perfectly good Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, and the deviation is due to unwitting pooling of the separate populations. Second consequence of Wieland effect is that when a number of previously studied number of previously subdivided populations merge together, the frequency of homozygotes will decrease. In humans, this can lead to a decrease in the incidence of rare recessive genetic diseases when a previously isolated population comes into contact with a larger population. The recessive disease is only expressed in the homozygous condition, and when the two populations started to interbreed, the frequency of those homozygotes goes down. Migration and subpopulation. Migration is the movement by people from one place to another with the intention of settling temporarily or permanently in the new location. When a group of people migrates to a new location, in many ways, gradually it differs from the parent group and evolves as subpopulation. On the other side, when the exchange of genetic information between subpopulations is completely free, the two subpopulations will eventually become a single panmictic population within a few generations. However, in most cases, the exchange of genetic information between subpopulations happens with low rates of migration of individuals either in one direction or in a bidirectional way. The rate by which new mutations or old variants brought to high frequency or fixation by way of either genetic drift or natural selection combined with the rate of migration between subpopulations determines the degree of differentiation between subpopulations after a number of generations. Migration homogenize gene frequencies can reduce local adaptation, preventing divergence. For example, in a simple model of population structure, the migrant fraction of the island population tends to reduce the difference between the island and the mainland. The amount of difference declines by the migration fraction in each generation. To understand migration or subpopulation, we have this diagram which was given by a scientist known Wright, and this diagram is called island model of population structure, in which it is shown mainland by PM in one half circle and by arrow migration M is shown toward an island at time t. This model is helpful in understanding the migration and subpopulation, especially from mainland to an island. For further elaboration of migration and subpopulation, there is a graph by which we can understand it. See, in y-axis there is 0, PM and PT. PM is population at mainland at time t, and when migration takes place, how the structure changes is illustrated through an arrow. See, there is P0 or population at time 0, and as time passes, how its structure changes can be visualized through this diagram, and it could be understood by a formula. PT is equal to PM plus within bracket 1 minus M power T, bracket starts, P0 minus PM, bracket close. So dear students, in this context let's now we know what is Wright's isolation by distance model of population structure, or the model of population structure given by Wright by is isolation by distance model. If the dispersal of an individual between places of birth and breeding site is essentially random, it has the same distribution as passive diffusion, a two-dimensional normal distribution. Dispersal distance can simply be measured as standard deviation sigma of the dispersal distribution. A population neighborhood can be defined approximately as a group of individuals who come from an area 2 sigma wide. Elaborate this model, we have this diagram by which the Wright has explained isolation by distance model of population structure. At x-axis there is distance, at the y-axis there is dispersal and distribution, and the sigma and 2 sigma is explained, and the graph clearly explains what Wright has explained. Genetic divergence among subpopulations. To understand the genetic divergence among subpopulation, let me see this table which have different organisms like human, mouse, jumping rodent, Drosophila, horseshoe crab, and lycopode, which is a plant. In this table there is number of population studied, number of loci, and HT, HS, and FST. It is clear from the table 3 human races, major races, were studied, and their 35 locis were considered. It was found that the HT estimated for these loci was 0.130, whereas HS 0.121 and FST was 0.060. What does it mean? What it indicates? The value of FST observed imply that genetic divergence between human subpopulations is quite small. Of the total genetic divergence found in 3 major races, that is Caucasoid, Negroid, and Mongoloid, is only 7%. That is 0.07 is ascribable to genetic differences among races. About 93% of the total genetic variation found within races. Similarly, of the total genetic variation found in the native Yanomama island of Venezuela and Brazil, only 7.7%, that is 0.077, is due to differences in allele frequency among villages. This result implies that 92.3% of the total genetic variation is found within any single village. Value of FST for other organisms are quite variable, presumably because FST is influenced by the size of subpopulations, which is major determinants of the magnitude of random changes in allele frequency, by the amount and pattern of migration between subpopulations, and by other factors including natural selection. Here, the use of term race is prone to misunderstanding or misuse. In population genetics, a race is a group of organisms in a species that are genetically more similar to each other than they are to the members of other such group. Populations that have undergone some degree of genetic divergence as measured by, for example, FST, therefore qualify as races. Each Yanomama village represents in certain sense a separate race, and the Yanomama as a whole also form a distinct race. Such fine distinctions are rarely useful. However, it is usually more convenient to group populations into larger units that still qualify as races in definition given. These larger units often coincide with races based on physical characteristics such as skin color, hair texture, facial features, and body conformation. Contemporary anthropologists tend to avoid race as descriptive term for human groups because cultural and linguistic differences, which are also important, are often discordant with genetic differences and sometimes discordant with each other. Further, it must be pointed out that the data presented in the table indicate that there is much more genetic variation within than among human races. May be misleading. The conclusion is based on genes determining allogynes and is certainly is not true for genes influencing skin color, hair texture, and other traits that most people think of in connection with the word race. However, skin color and other prominent racial characteristics are used to delineate races precisely because racial differences for these traits are rather large. So the genes involved cannot be representative of entire genome. On the other hand, allogynes loci may not be very representative of the either genome. So dear students, now let us summarize what you have learned in this module. This module has covered simple ideas about population subdivision and discussed about population structure, its importance, measurement of population subdivision, and heterozygosity, Walland effect, calculation of fixation index FST, migration, genetic divergence, and so on. Genetic divergence among organisms is way of evolution by which gradually a panmictic metapopulation divided into many subpopulations or local population or DIMS. This happens by the process of natural selection. Other agents are genetic drift, inbreeding, isolation, and migration. In this way, the allele frequency within a metapopulation deviate in a group and form subpopulations. Gradually, this subpopulation become metapopulation and same process started within it, and again it divided into subpopulations. This is a continuous process. Genetic divergence between human populations is quite small. Of the total genetic divergence found in three major races, this is Caucasoid, Negroid, and Mongoloid, is only 7% or 0.07 is ascribable to genetic differences among races. About 93% of total genetic variation found within races. In respect of population subdivision, Indian population is unique in its size and level of subdivision. With 15 major languages and 6 main regions. Within the Hindu community alone, there are an estimated 3000 major castes, 1055 scheduled castes, 572 scheduled tribes, and the Muslim population of over 130 million is similarly subdivided into Sunni, Shia, Ismaili, and Dawoodi Bohra communities and Biradris that are based on traditional social and occupational divisions. The net result is that national population of 1296 million as per Population Reference Bureau 2014 is composed of some 50,000 to 60,000 essentially endogamous subpopulations. China also may have similar subpopulations. Other countries of the world also have various kind of dividers which ultimately divide the population into subpopulations, but after being more than 7 billion people on this planet, the amount of genetic variation we carry as a species is much lower than would be expected from a panmictic population of 7 billion people in equilibrium. Still, population structure allows population to diversify. If population are subdivided, they can evolve apart, somewhat independently. This is the reason why population structure is a very important part of evolutionary genetics. Thank you very much.